Hello everyone, good morning.
Morning, sir.
So let's wait for another couple of minutes.
Yeah, Vikrant, can you just tell the difference between this I locate and locate? I could not get the difference actually.
Difference between what?
I think there are two methods in that Panda frame, LOC and ILOC. I could not understand. The methods are there. There are two methods. I
Lock,
think LOC and
LOC.
ILOC. I could not understand what is the exact difference.
So in iLock, it is only accepting an integer values of inside of whatever the square bracket you are providing, right? So it is only accepting an index position. But if you go with an LOC, you can also give the column names, strings. But in the ILOC is not accept.
Okay. Okay. ILOC will not accept the string. It will only accept the index. Achha. Okay.
Index, yeah. That's why the name indicates that I is indexing, index integer values.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can utilize this time for our discussions. Like if we have any other questions, you can directly bring those. Yes, I think we will start. So let's continue with the session. Let me share my screen before proceeding into that. So can you guys can see my screen? Just a second, I will reshare it. Yeah. Now can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So yesterday, whatever we learned, what are the things we learned so far on the pandas? Can anyone? Just the headings. What are the things we discussed so far? Very firstly,
From CSV, text, and Excel files,
mhm,
and removing unwanted columns and rows.
yeah. So we are trying to read some different formats of files. So I already shown what are the supported formats by pandas to read the data from your local system. Then how we can drop the columns, like how we can drop the rows, how we can use the parameters inside of those read methods, and how we can do the basic transformations, basic cleaning for that actual data. These all things we learned, right, so far. And we also see like what are the data types, like how we can check the data types for each of the columns, and how we can extract the basic statistics out of that. What are those basic statistics? Min, max, average, count, sum, right? Standard deviation, 25th percentile, 70th percentile. So these all things we got to know, like how we can bring those information out of that, right? So let me open that Excel file first to showcase like how we can do it manually in Excel. Um, It is my folder. Here it is. Yeah, now we open it, right? So here we have filter option, correct? Let me select all of these files and I can select a filter for all the values. for all the columns, right? So once we applied a filter over there, so we can select whatever the data like we need it, right? If we need if we need the data only having the serial ID is, yeah, serial ID. This is the unique values. Okay. So in data field, we can call this as a primary key. Primary key is nothing but it should have the unique values. Okay. That value should not be duplicated. So in that case, we can call it as that is a unique key. That is call it as a primary key. Okay, so let me select a dealer ID. So here we have three types. So we also seen like how we can extract the unique values from the data frame using Python. So I'm just selecting dealer A and we select it. So you guys can see this is the data set which is dealer A transactions. Okay, dealer A transaction. So if your manager asked a question like, what is the actual sales for dealer A? Okay, these are the three dealers available for your company. So if you want to analyze that each and every dealer's actual sales, how we can analyze it? So we need the filters, right? So in manually, if you can go here and you can just do like is equals to sum of what is it? This is E2 column from E2 to E8. So I'm selected this value. See, this is the total sales for by the dealer A. That is 22,600. This is how we can achieve it manually by providing a formula in the Excel files. Like how we can do the same thing in Python. Okay, let's see those kinds of things. So before that, so we need a filters first. So that is actually the filtering of the data frame. Okay, this is actually the concept by for today. DF, this is DF. So now I need a dealer A filters. So for that, we have uh, equals operators, right? So what is basically it is saying? So in the dealer ID column, I need in a rows that is equals to dealer A. So we'll go in that way. So we have a column that is dealer ID. So let me select that column first. That is dealer ID. If the dealer ID is equals to, so if I provided 1 equals to that, that is becoming an assignment operator. If I provided a double equals, then it is becoming a comparator operator. Okay, it is going to compare whatever the strings you are going to provide. Okay, if dealer ID values is dealer A. Okay, so let me execute this line of code because this assignment, like this equal operator is always provides the result. This comparator operator's output should be always at Boolean values, right? So here is also the same. See, true, false. Only true values and false values. What do you mean by true? True means that rows have the dealer A transaction. It means you can see how many true values we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the Excel files, how many we have? 7 only. See? So it is just indicating that, so that particular row, that zeroth index position row is true, and though that row contains a dealer A transaction. So Python is going to say in that manner. We need to understand it. So we have this true and false condition. So this is actually the filter in Python. So we need to apply this filter for our actual data frame. How we can apply it? So we can just enclose this filter with our data frame by our data frame. Okay, that's it. So we are applying this filter equals filter for our actual data frame. That's it. So let me execute this line of code. See now how the data frame looks. So this data set contains only the dealer A. Okay, this is how we can get it. So if you need a sum of those values, how we can get it? So we can just click on that sum. See, it is going to sum up all the columns. Okay, serial ID, model ID. What it is doing, it is just concatenating all the values. But I need a sum of only actual sale. How I can get it? So after filtering, so this is my data frame, right? This is my data frame object. This complete is also a data frame. Now I'm going to select another column, another type of column, that is actual sale. Okay, let me execute this line of code. See, now it is taking only the series. So now I can get the sum out of that. 22,600. This is how you can filter the data frame and extract the sum or whatever the aggregation you need, you can just extract that. Okay. So here we are applied for one filter. I'll just close it. Here we are applied for only the one filter equals to dealer A. Here, what are the other unique values we have? In the factory ID, we have factories. Dealer A is distribute items in with the different factories. But I need an information of the factory A only. How we can extract it? With the dealer ID, with the factory A. How we can extract it? We can always provide a multiple what I can say. What is the filter for that? Very firstly, we'll bring that out. So I'll just copy the same instead of copy it, I'll write. So again, I need a factory A information from the factory ID column. So I'll just take that column is equals to factory A. Okay, this filter is ready now. You guys can see that only first two rows have the factory A information. So let me enclose this complete filter by our data frame. So this is the one having the informations. Okay, only dealer A. So it means dealer A is only the dealer is dealing with a factory A. Here we don't have the dealer B and all those any other dealers who is dealing with a factory ID of factory A. Okay, how we can apply both the filters together? Okay, so let me copy this filter, and what I'm doing, we have an AND operation and operator. Okay, if you want to compare with multiple items together, you can always use AND. Okay, I'm just pasting that filter. Okay, so along with that, to maintain the code readability, to maintain the code as well, so we are enclosing this with an parenthesis. Okay, it means we are just grouping together, grouping the filters. This is one filter, you can say that, and this is one filter. We are just grouping them. Okay, what is the error? Grouping that. This is one filter, this is second filter. So let me execute this line of code now. See, it is only taking a dealer A and factory A details. Then if you need a model A information only, again the same thing. We can always add multiple and operations, df and model ID is the column. Then it's a model A. Okay, let me enclose this with par together. Let me execute this now. Now you can see how I'm applying a filter data. So now I got it with the dealer A, model A vehicle in the factory A, we're having the serial number A as the actual sale is 1000. This is how you can extract the information, like specific information from your data frame. Right now we have only 20 rows, but these kinds of coding things will be helpful when you have a bulk data having 1000 rows or a lakh rows, right? So this is how you can apply the filters. So here again, I'm just given a multiple examples over here for that. So this is the one of the way to filter the data frame. We have another way of filtering is uh, query. So here we have all the things. We have query method. If you really wants to if you don't want to provide in the data from a series format, if you want to provide within a string format, always we have another method, that is query function. Okay, inside of that query function, you can provide your query in a string format. Okay, in a string format. What is the query? I need it. I need what I can say, dealer A. So I'm not, sorry, dealer ID. So I'm not providing with any data frame. Okay, I'm just saying the column names. Dealer ID is equals to what is the like related string, that is dealer A. That's it. Let me execute this line of code. See, Python is able to understand that. Then next is and uh, what is another one we need it? Model ID is equals to model A. Okay, so let me execute this one as well. So you guys can see. This is how you can filter the data frame. Instead of going with the df of column over there, you can always provide a query also. Okay, in this way also you can achieve the results. This is the two ways we have to filter the values. Okay, any questions on the filtering of the data frame? No, I guess. Then we can also sort the values. So right now you can see this is not in the, maybe this is in a sorted order. If you want to resort the data with ascending or descending order, like how we can do that? So first you need to, we have a sort values option, sort values method, sort underscore values. You can always provide the column name in a list format, that is actual sales. So we have an argument that is ascending. We have a list argument. In the same way, we have an ascending argument. If you are provided ascending order is equals to false, then what happened? The data is get started in a descending order. If your ascending is false, then it is going with an ascending order. So in this way, you can sort the values by ascending. Okay, this is the sort values method to sort the data frame based upon your column. You need to sort the values. So let me go back to the Excel files. Now you guys can understand, you guys are already understand that how we can use this one sort filter function. Okay, we got to know like how we can sort the values, how we can filter the values, right? Any questions so far? Okay, if you guys don't have any questions, I will go with our next section, that is a group by. What do you mean by group by? Do you guys know anything about group by?
Grouping of values.
It's just a grouping of values, right? The Python, actually, it's a very high standard language, right? Whatever you're going to understand, that is actually the correct thing, because the name always indicates that what it is doing, right? Group by means by grouping, it is doing something. By grouping the data, whatever the information you need to extract, you can extract it. It's a simple meaning. Okay. So let's see. So what we are doing actually here, we are just applying in a filters and getting the sum out of that, right? What we are doing there, we are just extracting one group out of that. Either we are extracting a dealer A or we are extracting a dealer B information. How we can group all the Unix values together and get the and extract the statistics out of that. So by this way, like how we can achieve the sum and all. So you need to filter it for dealer A, then you need to extract the actual sales out of that. So in the same way, in a one go, how we can extract the sum for all the other unique values, So for that, we need to group the elements, right? We need, here we have in three categories, that is dealer A, B, C, A, B, C. So then we can convert this A, B, C into three groups, right? So then from the three groups, we can extract the sum out of that. And we can convert it into one data frame, and we can easily say that dealer A sales is this, dealer B sales is this, dealer C sales is this. In this way, we can create a chart. So for that, what we need to do? We need to do the grouping first. Then by that grouping, we can get the sum out of whatever sum or median, whatever things we needed, we can get it that. How we can do it in Python? The same things, how this group by functions work. Okay. So these are the columns. Mainly today I'm focusing on the dealer ID. Okay. So you can see that the value counts, these are the unique values we have. So now I wanted to group by. Okay. So group by you can always, so you can see df dot group by of the column name is dealer ID. So this will also always provide the generators. Okay, you can see this always create an objects. So we need to extract the information out of that. How we can extract the information out of that? We can use a for loop, or we can use any other methods which is supported by this group by. Very firstly, I wanted to extract the object first. How we can extract it? So I will go with a for loop for I in df.group by. This is the dealer ID. So let me execute that what it is. What are the groups it is created? On this dealer ID column. So let me execute this one. So it is providing a tuples results, right? When it is going to providing us tuple results, if that df.group by objects providing an outputs, then it is enclosed within a tuples, right? So for that, you can always see it is providing in a dealer ID, then comma, then this is providing in a data frame, right? So dealer A, what is it? This is a group, like these are the unique values, right? So dealer A group is this, dealer B group is this, and dealer C group is this. So let me separate that. Comma J, then I. So I'll just add the printing statement, some printing statements to print the data frame in a good manner. Okay. D F strings. Dealer type is I. After that, I wanted to print the statement like data frame for year. I'm just going to print the J. So let me execute this line of code. You guys can say, I think I don't need this one. See, data frame for dealer A is this, data frame for dealer B is this, and data frame for C is this. So you can see, we can get all the groups together, dealer A group, dealer B group, and dealer C group. So if you need the sum of these values, you can always extract it. Like how we can extract that? So this is a data frame, right? J is the data frame. So from the J, we can also get the actual sales, right? So like how we can get it? This is actual sales dot sum. That's it. So dealer A sum. So in a second, we'll get dealer A actual sales, dealer B actual sales, and the dealer C actual sales. Okay, I'll just copy this line of code and print it over here. And I'll just remove that. Okay, now I'm going to print the statement now. What I can print. Dealers actual sales is this. Yeah. See, data frame for dealer A is this, but dealer's actual sale is 22,600 for this dealer A, 30,800 for dealer B, 32,000 for dealer C. Who made the highest sales in this data set? Which dealers made the highest sales?
See,
See, dealer C did the actual sales, then company is going to decide that dealer C is the best dealer for our revenue generation, right? So we can take that decision, right? By seeing this data. This is what the data analysis. By seeing the data, we can easily identify who is contributing more and where we need to improve. So we need to improve with the dealer A, and we need to identify the problem with the dealer A, and we need to improve our organization. This is how the management takes the decision and for their growth. But as a technical person, so it's our job to provide this report by the whatever the data they had, right? This is, you can see the how much group by function. Group by function can do anything, right? So this is how it works. So instead of all these things, if I need a small report of that, how we can get it? I don't need this data frame and printing the statement and all. I just need one small data frame having all the aggregations, right? How we can do that? So it's just a simple example like how we can extract the information out of that. Okay, now, so yeah, so df dot group by, I'm just doing in a group by of dealer ID. Okay, now, so with the dealer ID, which column statistics we need? That is actual sales column. Subaggregation it is needed. So numerical, only one we have numerical column, that is actual sales. So from that we need it. So actual sales dot sum, I can call that. See, this is a small series it is provided. Okay, this is a series type. So dealer ID, what are the dealer IDs we have? Dealer A, B, C. After grouping together, so 22,600 is the actual sales for dealer A, and dealer B is this, and dealer C is this. In one line also we can get it. So once you done the group by, we need to select the column. On which column you need to extract the basic statistics out of that. Okay. If you need to know what is the maximum value on that particular group, you can see. So maximum sale by the dealer A is 9,500. Dealer B is 10,000. Dealer C is 10,000. So maximum sale he did. So what is the minimum sale? The minimum sale is 900. Dealer B is 10,000, and dealer C is 900. So in all the cases, dealer A shows a very worst performance. So we need to take a serious decision on dealer A. So again, it's a management headache. They are going to take it. Okay. Then this is how you can extract the basic statistics out of that. So for that, we have many sub functions. We have an aug function. Okay, aggregation functions. So in that aggregation function, you can also provide the list of aggregation which you need. If you need a sum, This have some set of functionality that aggregation function. You can always check the documentation, maybe shift to tab, it should work, right? It's not working now. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. Let it be anyhow. I have listed out what are the functions which we can provide in a string format in a list. Okay, so if we need a sum, so you can see this is a data frame. This is how it looks. See sum of that, then comma, I'm going to give minimum. See, minimum. So multiple statistics I can get in a single line. Minimum, maximum, right? And transaction count. Maybe can I get the count, please? Yes, count also I can get. You can see 7 transactions, 5 transactions, 6 transactions. We have 7 records. You can say 7 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows we have. Okay, so maybe these are the things which we need many like multiple times from this arg function. We can also use in this way. If we are provided a list of the statistics you need, you can, the Python is going to able to provide those results in a data frame. This is a data frame. Okay, so far so clear. Hello.
This is for Excel. So if you want to do using either SQL or Oracle queries, we will do right different way. Are we going to cover that?
We need some database for that, SQL and all those things. Okay, so if we are talking about some data set is in the any of the databases, then you need to do the connection in pandas. Okay, first you need to have a connection for this notebook. Once it is connected, then you can just convert that into a pandas data frame. Once you convert it into data frame, again the same operations you can apply, because this is the data frame operations. Here we don't have a SQL type, nothing like that. We don't have a SQL data type, SQL data frame or Oracle data frame. No, we don't have in that way. Once you read the data frame by using pandas, so these are the only methods, these are the only options we have to do the transformations.
Is it possible to convert the data set to data frame using Panda?
Data set.
Yeah, from connection, once getting the data from the database, after that we need to set the
once you have the connection, okay, once you have the connection, yeah, once you have the connection, you are going to read the data frame by using the pandas only, right? Once you select pandas, that is going to convert it into data frame only. Pandas always provides the pandas read method always returns data frame.
Okay, but from database, I will get the data directly. We are getting the data to data frame from database connection, from database to data frame.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah, you need to have a connection.
Okay, without using the data set.
It is possible.
Okay. So no need to using the data set.
You should have the connection first.
Okay.
No. So here we can't use the data set directly. So it's a data frames.
Okay.
You can read the multiple data sets. Whatever you are going to read, that is going to convert it into data frame.
But if you want to do, first we can connect to that server, right? We need to set up like, the SQL Oracle. Then can we apply in same format or?
Yes, you can apply in the same format once you have the connection. Again, once you have the connection, again you can give your data set path while reading the data.
In our course, are we going to cover that part? Any idea? Like using that SQL Oracle connection?
If time permits, we will cover that, because in the first batch, the time permits that we are covered. In the some other batches, the times will not permitted for us for those connection and all. So because for that also we need some data connection, because it's a public sessions, right? So we can't use any other existing data server or a data
Yeah.
connection. So we need to create our own data
Because,
connection. Virtual servers,
yeah,
physical
most
servers.
of this stuff, generally we'll import files and that part, but this min and max mostly we will use here also, but most of the places, when you do automation or like, anything for databases, there we will use, there like, these are the things will be more useful.
Yes. So that's why,
Let's
like,
see.
anyhow, you know these things. Okay. So only missing piece is that data connection between the some different sources. We don't have only one sources. We have S3, Azure Storage, GCP, Google Cloud, or SQL Server. Right? We have many more. So for that again,
Any one connection, if you do one example, let's see how it goes. If we are not there, maybe we'll take like, material.
yes. It's just like some 3 to 4 lines of code. That's it. That connection.
Yeah, connection
so
and then,
maybe I can pass those codes for you. Maybe you can create your SQL server and what. So maybe I can pass the codes with SQL server connection. Once you have the server, you can place that server names and data there, and you can just execute it. I'll just pass the codes
yeah,
for the
yes, this
connection.
along this material, if you have that, do it while doing this, if you cover, if you look that part also, it will be clear. Thank you.
Yep, sure. Okay, then this is how you can. So again, here I've created some of the data frame. Why I've created this one. Okay, so let's jump into some of the things. Okay, these are the multiple examples just I'm given with the manual data as well. Okay, so again, I'm going to read some other data set. Okay, supermarket sales data set. So that data is not enough to showcase some more examples. So that's why I'm just read some supermarket sales. Again, these data sets I directly downloaded from the Kaggle and the GitHubs. Okay, this is a public data set. These are not a private data sets. Okay, so I'm just trying to read this data. That is supermarket data set. You can see the top 5 rows, how it looks. Here we have invoice ID, branch, city, customer type, gender. We have this is we can see that actual transaction we have. What is the payment methods, on which time, what is the total method, what is the tax percentage, what are the quantities. So this looks like an actual sales transaction data. Okay, so we can use this data. We can use this data and we will extract some meaningful information out of that. Okay, so now the question is, the employer asked you to total the number of items ordered and categorize them according to the different payment option. This will let you determines which payment methods generate the most revenue. Okay, so your employer, your company says that just categorize and just analyze, just aggregate this data frames with the payments type. So they wanted to understand on which payment method it is generating in a most revenue. Okay, which payment method is contributing more while generating in a revenue for the organization. This is the first question, right? How we can do that? So we have a superhero, that is our group by. So let's see first on the payments, what are the value counts we have? E-wallet, cash, and credit card. This is the 3 payment mode we have. Okay, so let me execute this line of code. So e-wallet, this we have 345 transaction. For cash 344, and credit card we have 311. Okay, so we don't know on which cash, like whether some quantities is high in the cash, some quantities are very less in the e-wallet. So from this record, we can't judge like e-wallet is doing in a most revenue, e-wallet generating in a most revenue. So we can't say that because this is not actually the sales number. This is just a transaction numbers. Okay, so many people can do one transaction for 10 rupees, but in the cash collection, somebody did the one transaction for 10,000 rupees as well, right? So for that, we need to identify the sales. So let's see what is the columns we have for the sales. So we have this total. and that's it, right? Yeah, gross margin percentage. Yeah, gross income we have. But apart from this, I can see this because I don't have any understanding of this data. But if you have any subject matter experts, those people can like guide you. But if I say total is the sales column, so let me say, and we don't have that actual sales. If in that case, you can go with a quantity as well. Okay, if the quantities are high for that each and every transaction, then we can say that the sales is good. You can't see the sales, actual sales column. What I feel this total will be the sales column, but quantity. Okay, sorry. So now let's analyze like what are the how many quantities of transaction like items we sold with the different payments mode. So again, we have this superhero that is group by. So by this group by, this is the payment methods. We are just grouping based on the payment method and quantity column. So I'm just extracting some out of that. So you can see which numbers looks higher. So 1896, this is 92. Then cash payments have the good quantity of sales, right? So let's go in the same way. Okay. So if we really wants to this is just in a for loop that I've already explained it, right? So in the for loop, as per the for loop also, you can get it. But why we need this for loop instead? Like we have this aggregation one. Okay, so payment and quantity, we can use this arg function, and instead of providing in a string values, we can also provide the numpy methods as well. So as we know, np.sum, np.mean, and np.minimum, np.maximum as well we have np.count. So you can also provide the numpy functions over here to get out of that. Numpy is not defined over here. Let me import it. Import numpy as np. See, np dot minimum, np dot mean, np dot minimum. See, a minimum that is one quantity. That is minimum quantity is 1. Dot maximum quantity is 10. Maximum quantity is 10. Okay, so this is how we can extract the information out of that. So we can say that, so from the cash payment method, so we have good sales, good quantity of sales, and as well in the e-wallet also, just it's a difference of 4 records, but in the e-wallet also we have a good customers and good transaction. This both the methods as what I can say, generating a good revenue for the organization. Credit card, it is less. Why? Because as we know, credit card is having some like applying some that. So that's why the peoples are very less to do the transaction within a credit card. Okay, this also come familiar within a business. Okay, but technically this is the way to get the information out of that. Then, so right now we are just how to aggregate the multiple columns using pandas group by. Okay, the payments. Okay, in the column customer type. So here we have a other category as well, customer type. So you can see member and normal. Member means the customers are like maybe those customers are the prime members. Normal customers means those not a prime members, right? They have members like regular members have some membership ID, something like normal customers don't have that. So always the permanent customers, permanent members who have the member ID, those have some special offers in the any of the markets, not a normal customers. So let's see like is the like our regular customer is generating a good revenue or normal customer generating a good revenue with the payment methods. How we can identify? So here we need to group by two columns. How we can group by the two columns? It is possible by providing the two columns in a list format. If you are providing in a one columns, no need to provide a list. But if you have a more than one columns, then you can provide it in a list format. The again same with the quantity only, we are just getting out of that. So let me execute this line of code. Just I provided a two columns in a list. There is no change in that. Now we can see payment method. In the cash, we have two kinds of members, right? Members and normal. Customer types are members and normal, member and normal, member and normal in the three methods. So you can see, as we know, as we concluded that cash payments is the generating in a good revenue. With the cash payment, is the normal customers are generating in a good revenue or the prime members are generating in a good revenue. Here, normal customers are good, right? 1011 is higher than that of 885, right? So in the e-wallet also you can check it. Members 898 and the normal customers is 994. Okay, whoever using the credit card, so those are the like permanent customers. You can see in the members we have 1002. So from this also we can take a decision. The business can take the decision for their growth. Okay, so they can. So by this way we can easily identify what are the mistakes we did with our permanent customers. Why the permanent customers are not doing good sales, good revenue. Why that normal customers are high. So what is the features we adapted for the normal customers? So by thinking in that all perspective, they can take their business decision and they can improve their revenues.
Sir,
Okay.
small doubt. We have to consider quantity as well as total column also, right? So can we consider both columns at a time?
Yes, it is possible. So that's what the next thing is, how to aggregate multiple columns using
Okay.
Pandas group by.
Okay.
Okay. So here we have this column, right? That is unit price. Let's see where it is. Yeah, we have this unit price for that particular quantity. So we can also check that. So here is the example we have unit price and the quantity. So, but here we are provided in a one-dimensional array, right? In a one single list, but here we should provide in a list of list. Okay, in the two-dimensional quantity and unit price. Here is also if you have in a more than one column, you should provide within at least a list in an array format. Okay, so let me execute this line of code. We can see this chart, how it looks, how this aggregation works. Based on the quantity, based on the unit price. What is the sum? So by seeing these results, the management can take decisions. So far, so clear? Any questions? No questions?
I think we need to practice more to understand it.
Yes, you need to practice it. Yeah, so that's why I'm taking a pause now, like before going with any other sections. So if you have some time today, okay, just make a practice of this filter function and this group by. With the group by, like how we can do the filtering and aggregation, all of these things you can just try to analyze like how it is working, how we can analyze the situation. Okay, these are the like most important methods which we should know on the data analysis part. Okay, maybe I'll share this notebook by today for your reference. You can just practice like whatever I explained so far. Okay, so don't go with other topics which I'm not explained. Don't rush with the multiple topics. Just you can go with one by one, reading the data frame and understanding the data frame and renaming some of the columns and indexing by exploring some of the parameters inside of that. Then you can just jump into filtering. Then you can jump into group by functions. Okay, I'll just share this notebook with you. So then we have multiple other methods. We have like merging, joining, right? And clearing the none values, like how we can clean the data. So these all things we have. Let's go with one by one. Okay, this partners is very important one. So you should aware of all these methods. Okay, then I think now you should don't have any questions, I know. But once you start practicing that, you may get some other questions. Okay, so let's close the call for today. Let's meet tomorrow.
So
Until that
Vikrant, just one question. You'll share this with us today itself, or we need to check some other, some other reference website, like you said, Geeks for Geeks for these two topics, filtering and
Yeah.
group by.
Geeks for Geek for it is what you can say complete package. It's not only for Python, so you can
Okay.
learn so many languages, right?
Okay, fine.
So just one thing, coding. Okay, so coding anybody can do that, right? Even online can do that. Even that ChatGPT also can do that, the complete coding. But the understanding is important. So for which reason, which function we should use? Then how we can use the function? Anybody can say that. Any online platform can say that. But if I ask the question like, yeah, just get a sum out of that. So you should know for get an aggregation of some of the columns, like what is the process, what is the procedure we should know. So yeah, we know the group by, we should apply the group by, and from the group by we can get the sum out of that. If you know this thing, if you know this concept, then you can just search it for anywhere to like how we can use this group by for this referencing columns and however it is, right? So in this way you need to think. So it's better to become a coder, like you should find a solution for the problem first. Once you have the solution, you can code it easily. Anyhow, for reference, I will share this notebook with you today. Okay, if you want to practice those notebook, you can practice it. Or if you want to go with any of the platform, it's free, feel free to go. Okay. Okay, then have a great day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.